You are all part of the A.Q.U.A unit, the Agency for Questioning Unusual Activities. A special team that was formed in the wake of an incredible attack on the police in Stella Marie. A strange individual appeared inside of the precinct, connected to the disappearance of a rather famous local celebrity, Billie Jean, the daughter of the mayor. She was never found, and whoever that assailant was never caught. The things that he did, the supernatural acts that he perpetrated upon the good officers of the Stella Marie Police Department, continue to haunt the halls of your precinct. People are scared, worried, and nervous about mermen, about Daganites, and even a little bit about samurai, to be honest. Even though they have a few on the force, the lack of predictability when dealing with all of the supernatural forces in Guam has led your general day-to-day police officer to be on edge. And that sort of feeling hasn't left since that incident. 1 year and 3 months ago, 3 months after the attack by Michael on the police precinct, the A.Q.U.A unit was formed. In a way, it's because of your own supernatural abilities as merfolk. Because of that, they tell you on paper that's why they need you. But there's a feeling sometimes amongst your coworkers, your humans that you just interact with on a daily, that you're almost like meat shields in a war against the unknown and the unfathomable. You are very often the first line of response. When it comes to crimes in the trenches, like, they call you out there first. When it comes to an individual who has been found purple and bloated in the middle of the midday sun on a bench in a park with a face that's just lined with broken, they call the A.Q.U.A unit first. They call A.Q.U.A your team, because they don't want to touch it, because they don't want to get the poison on their fingers, because they don't even want to see it sometimes. They want it to be covered up so that the people don't get panicked, so they don't get afraid. They want you to keep things nice and orderly in Stella Marie. They want you to keep things marketable, tourist friendly. Everything needs to be clean. Everything needs to be organized. On this night in particular, in fact, there's an even stronger feeling as high in the night sky, a blue moon shines down over Stella Marie. What used to be a rare event, it turns out to be almost once a month these days. The moon turns the eeriest shade of blue, and it shines down on your city. And under normal circumstances, something strange like that in the sky might be foreboding, ominous. But under a blue moon, you all feel like justice may be carried out. It's always been a feeling. Since the time you've come to Guam, since the time the lunar haze settled down over the moon and made transportation back and forth impossible, communication completely blocked off. There's these blue moons now, these red moons, occasionally golden moons, completely pitch black moons, things that change the mood, things that change the outcomes of things that don't even seem to be related to how people act. Patients, for example, die sometimes under the deep, dark red moon for normal procedures. They should have made it, but they didn't. And likewise, on a blue moon like this, cases can be more easily solved as long as you're just ready to do the work, to show the moon itself that you want to bring law and order to the place you live, that place being Stella Marie, right now, here in this very precinct. Your receptionist, who is Jackie Staub? No, your receptionist is Riley. That's right, Riley Lewis. Your receptionist receives a sort of strange package in the mail, late at night courier, forwarded to your team. You also from your dispatcher have received a call specifically for your team. So you can choose which one you want to deal with first. Your dispatcher, Jackie, tells you that there is a line, and she's tired of listening to it. She's tired of listening to whoever it is that's on the phone, and she's just connecting them to you. And your receptionist also has a package to deliver. Which one would you guys like to deal with first?
Phone, guys?
Phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Then your phone like lights up. There are lots of different technological advances that have occurred over the past, I don't know. Well, now 128, well, ish. No, 100 years, century roughly. From between now and then. One of those is that phones are more or less like decorational. People still like them for the comfort, but your phone rings, basically. It doesn't need to ring. Technically, you could have a phone that's as small as a fingernail, and it would just sound completely fine. That's where technology has gone. But people, especially on Guam, seem to like kind of older style technology. They like the stuff that's like kind of classic. It's more of a laid back environment. And it's not because they're backwards or anything. It's just that in places where technology has like gone perhaps to what we would call modern levels, like people just get weird, really fucking weird. So the people of Guam like it their way, and they like phones that look like phones. And so your phone that looks like a phone and is probably on the inside more powerful than our modern supercomputers rings. As you are connected from Jackie Stauber to the A.Q.U.A team. It's really hard not to call them the A.Q.U.A Teen Hunger Force. I need to work on that. Who picks up the phone in your? We'll say you just have like a little group of like a big kind of like office where you all have like different cubicles and desks and everything. So your team is kind of like, I won't say cordoned off, but it's almost sometimes feels a little secluded from the rest of the department, rest of the precinct, really, the station. But who picks up the phone? Which one of you guys wants to pick it up?
Claudia will.
Claudia picks up the phone. How did Jackie Stauber sound? She just was like, was she a weird Wisconsin accent? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, just like slightly southern, like sassy.
Oh, slightly southern. Okay, I'll see if I can do slightly southern sassy sweet lady. Yeah. It's gonna be really stereotypical. There's a call on the line for you, sweetheart.
Put her through, please.
Okay. I should warn you that she just like pauses for a moment. I should warn you that it's Poppy.
Put her through.
Okay. Jackie has told you that the person on the other line is Poppy, and as a team, you guys are very familiar with Poppy. What did you guys do for Poppy one time that made her want to call you forever? You can come up with that. Whatever you did, was it finding her puppy? Was it that she lost her phone and you helped her like retrieve it? It could have been anything. You could have saved her from a hostage situation. It's really up to you guys.
I like the idea of retrieving a dog.
Okay.
Like for little dogs, I guess.
Yeah, maybe like a chihuahua or something.
A chihuahua. That sounds
like,
fine.
Yeah, like a Yorkie. Just something.
Yeah.
Tanner saved her cannoli from
cannoli.
From a street accident.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was very nice of you, John.
In the practice got demoted.
She'll remember that favor. Okay. Let's see. Let me just set this up real quick. You couldn't tell I really like Poppy. So as you pick up the phone and talk to the person on the other line, you immediately hear, "Help!"
What seems to be the problem, dear?
Oh no! She, you can hear things like being thrown around the room. She screams, "I broke my television! Help! I need a new TV. It's broken. I can't see anything. I can't watch anything on this broken television. I broke it." Okay, listen to me for a moment. I spilled soda on the television, and then I thought the thing that I need to do is get my hairdryer and dry out the television. Right?
Of course, but
So I punched through the television with my hairdryer and turned it on. And I thought I would just order new glass from the window store. But then there was a big electrical fire. And my room was on fire.
do you have a fire extinguisher nearby, dear?
Yeah? Yes.
Do you know how to use it?
No, I need your help. Help! You can hear what sounds like crackling and just it sounds like the low, gentle roar of a fire in the background.
Okay, first you have to go retrieve the fire extinguisher.
1
Know where it
second.
is?
She vanishes from the phone for a moment, and then you hear her say, "Uh-oh!" Then she comes back. "The fire extinguisher is on fire! Help!"
Okay. Okay, I'll send someone over.
Okay, I can't keep talking because the phone's on fire too. Help me!
Please get out of your apartment right now, dear.
And go where?
Outside so that you don't catch on fire or anything.
But I can't go outside. My fans are waiting for me. They're going to ambush me. Help!
Can you put on a mask somewhere?
Oh yeah. No, my masks are on fire. Everything's on fire.
Is there cloth nearby that you can just grab and wrap around your face and run out?
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. Okay, I'll call later. Thank you. And then she just hangs up.
Claudia hangs up and goes, "We need, there's a fire at Poppy's house. Do we want to send anyone up there or just call the fire department?"
You can just redirect that to the fire department. They'll take care of it, you know?
Okay.
Like yeah, they'll just handle that for you.
Yeah. Then I will redirect it to the fire department.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to take care of it yourself. You're the cops. Poppy has a habit of calling you for normally just minor things, but she'll call sometimes for big disasters like that. Even when she knows the cops aren't really the people to call. One time she called your department for because she was having tax issues, for example. Like her taxes were not filed properly, and she just thought you guys would be able to help her out with that. So it's like at least sometimes once a day kind of habit to just for her to call. Might as well I want to say might as well get used to it, but you're probably used to it by now because it's been happening for probably a few months where she just calls you. For now, you're fine. The fire department will take care of Poppy, and she's rich and famous. She'll just get everything paid for. It's fine. In the meantime, aside from the Poppy disaster, you also have a package waiting for you. Riley will probably drop it off at your offices once you get off the phone with Poppy. And as you can tell from the kind of writing on the package, it seems to be sent from a local person, whoever it is. The card or the wrapping paper is just brown and plain. It's just addressed to A.Q.U.A. No return address. Who wants to be the one to open it up? Yeah, Mikey, why not?
Yeah, Mikey can open it.
Okay, Mikey, give me an all-seeing eyes roll as you investigate and look at this package. There's something weird about it. Damp, maybe?
Like it's kind of like, is it wet, like from the inside out or from the outside in?
Seems to be from the inside out.
Okay. Yeah, I start to unwrap it.
Okay. You unwrap it. When you open it up, you see that inside there is a pair of hands and a pair of feet.
Are they human or?
Nope. These are definitely merman hands and merman feet.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably I guess Icepeak's office would be somewhere around here. In
Yeah,
our little area.
her lab or whatever. I mean, she works in the she just works in a lab / morgue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I
Basement?
thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I like the basement. We'll say that there's a nearby, like either a door directly in your office or near your office that goes down into Icepeak's. We'll call it Lair.
Correct.
Yeah, he will pick up the box and walk it right down to her office and find an empty slab in the morgue and set it down there.
I assume I'm in there.
Yes.
So I see you bring in hands and a feet and then lay it on a table.
Icepeak, we got a bit of a problem. We just got this.
Where did you get those?
I mean, they were in the box.
How much have you touched with your hands?
None. I opened it. I saw them. I brought it down here.
Take your hands off.
And he moves away from the box.
Good. She'll start like pulling on gloves with like the stereotypical like a snap noise and start to like go through it for like even the tiniest pieces and start asking questions like, when did this arrive? Where did it come from?
I don't know. They brought it to me to open.
Does it have like an address on it or anything?
Nope. No return address, no information.
Okay, so she'll start combing it for details.
Okay. The details.
Find these. Yeah, just go all the way in and she'll turn to Mikey and be like, "Go make a report."
Okay, I'll go talk to Riley and see when she got it.
Okay.
This is a direct threat. Higher than that.
I mean, it probably, but it's like, you know how many hands and feet we see? Like, people die.
And as he's leaving, he's just kind of like talking to himself.
I mean, I normally get hands and feet shipped to me, but that is not the usual process.
And he's like waving his hand as he's leaving. He's like,
Yeah, I know. I'm going.
But yeah, he'll go find Riley to, I guess, get more information from her.
Okay. Riley will tell you that the package was delivered by what looked like a... Oh, no. It was distinctly delivered by a bottlenose boy. A bottlenose boy came, dropped it off, and left. Didn't say anything. Was eating what looked like a fairly expensive burger. Likely how it was paid for this service. Sometimes people use bottlenose boys they'd use them for anything. Running drugs, dropping off packages like this, standing as lookouts. They're pretty easy to bribe. You just got to give them some fancy food usually. And they like that because they're hungry little orphan kids. They love it. So yeah, it was dropped off sometime, like we'll say an hour before it was handed to you.
Okay. He'll write all that up and start putting together a case report.
As for what information you can get, Icepeak, first of all, there's a database of registered merfolk in Guam that you can check your genetic samples against. everybody, every registered merfolk in Guam is in this database, as well as details about who they are, what they can do, and generally if they're considered to be a threat, criminal threat or not, or if they have a criminal history. This is going to be useful for you guys in case you ever get a sample of somebody and you want to know who it was. You can, and it's very fast because A, it's the future, and B, it's not it's there's a lot of entries in it, but it's not like the population of Guam. It's, a pretty limited group. So if you run the sample through that, you will get back a hit that this is an unregistered mer person, whoever it is. They were not a legal immigrant. They were they're just an illegal, more or less. This happens all the time in Guam. You have people that come onshore and do not sign up, and usually they are Daganites, but not always. Sometimes they just don't like the system. They're worried about it. These are also people that get exploited by their fellow mermen, by the cops, by anybody. Like, they get shaken down, just like in any kind of illegal immigrant situation. The difference is, of course, these immigrants have kind of the same abilities that you do. So if you get one that's like not registered, it's usually not a great sign. In this case, this person has been, disfigured. They've had their feet and their hands removed. So who knows what happened to them? You can tell from the sample. Do you want to run an analysis on it to learn more about who it was?
Oh yeah,
or what they did?
She's extremely detail oriented, so she'll want to know everything.
Okay.
Obsessively.
Give me an experiment roll against a passive difficulty of 3.
Oh.
You can fate point that, or you can get partial information.
I guess I could. Sure, I'd have to fate point it twice to get a 3.
Just once.
No, just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll just disguise as an unorthodox eccentric doctor.
Okay.
Get really obsessed with this. And
what's the unorthodox method that you use, out of curiosity?
What's a way to find out what type of
Burn it.
what type of creature? No,
burning it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she'll take off a small sample to burn?
Sure.
Yeah.
You burn a small sample of it. It burns with the smell of scale, a little bit of bone exterior, as well as the distinct smell of burning, we'll say, some kind of sweet something. This was probably either dipped or had something spilled on it. You can run a lab analysis on what that might be, but you can tell whoever this was, they had some defensive capabilities to their body, but it was not super great. This is likely a low molecular control merfolk.
Okay, yeah.
So they're not very powerful. Their flesh is not immune to fire. They just have a slight amount of protection against it. And if you run a lab analysis on the substance that seems to have been splashed on what looks like their hands, you would see that it's grenadine.
Interesting. So they've been to a bar recently. Or something to that effect.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so make the note.
Okay. Making that note, getting that information, you know that whoever these came from likely they were in a bar, they worked at a bar, or something when they vanished. You all have contacts that you can reach out to. I'm assuming that Icepeak would kind of give that information to the rest of the team. We'll say that once the hands and feet arrive and Icepeak is doing an analysis, I'm gonna say the rest of you probably group up because there's clearly a case here. Either a murder, missing person, some kind of shit.
Yeah, she did tell him to report immediately into the higher ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
or
you
he
have
didn't, she does.
right. You have a case on your hands. On your hands, no pun intended. We'll say that it is. Well, we actually don't know what kind of case it is yet, but for the moment, it's a minor case. And that minor case is that you have some missing limbs or some missing extremities to deal with, or rather, you're missing the rest of the person, whoever it is.
Where do we have our meetings? Like a projector room kind of thing?
Yeah, is that what? It's up to you guys. Where do you want to have your meetings?
Yeah, I feel like we should find
A little conference room or something?
a conference room.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Okay.
We gotta
We're
have
just,
at least
we're
like
just
a
standing around the
whiteboard.
bull pit, just so. Anyways,
Yeah, it's like TMZ. You guys are just all rapping at each other. So we got some hands and feet here. Anyone know who it belongs to?
whose hands? Anybody? You?
Okay.
Point with the hand in your hand.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
In your conference room, we'll say your conference room is probably a mess. Aside from all the documents that are just scattered around, there's probably also just bottles of ketchup, hot sauce, soy sauce, lots of salad dressing. Actually, now that I think about it, because of Mikey. Out of curiosity, what is Mikey's favorite salad dressing?
Oh, geez, I didn't think I'd have to think of something like that.
You got it right now on the spot.
2
seconds. 1 second.
Cranberry vinaigrette.
Wow. Fancy and tasteful. Cranberry vinaigrette. A big old bottle of it. From Mikey's favorite brand, which is just a locally made, very tasty cranberry vinaigrette. All over the place. This is where late nights are worked. Sometimes you guys may have to order a bunch of just takeout and work a case, whatever it is. It's almost it looks like a very lived-in conference room. I'm sure people have slept in here. And for the record, yes, merfolk, mermen, you do gotta sleep. Some of you less than others, but sleeping is good. Some of you actually will probably sleep a lot. I imagine John probably sleep. Well, actually, I don't know. Sharks are weird. They sleep weird. It probably depends. Yeah, does John just sleepwalk? That seems like a fun.
Well, now he does.
Yeah, he just sleepwalked. Yeah. Okay, so you have your conference room. You guys are all gathered. We'll say, you have the hands and feet, I assume, on the table or something, just on display so people can get a good look at it. I will say that the. Yep.
Well, I don't. They would be in the morgue. Yeah, Dr. Icepeak is very finicky about contamination.
Okay, well, they disappeared from the morgue.
Oh no!
It could be on a sterile surgical tray.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody brought it up without you noticing.
Without me notice. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll storm up mid-conference.
Okay. There is a the person who brought it up is actually sort of an intern at the station, and is attempting to apply to be your intern. Icepeak. It is a blonde, just a young blonde man. He doesn't have a token yet, but his name is Teddy. Teddy is just very mumbly and nervous, and he often does things that make you question exactly what his procedure, what his protocols are. And he will contaminate your evidence at times because of it, but he seems to just be very nervous in general. Teddy has brought up the tray and put it down for everyone and presented it like it's a tasty treat or something. He just says, "Here you go, guys. Here's the evidence. I heard about the case, and here's the evidence of the case. What is the case exactly?" He takes out a notepad and starts writing down things as he questions you about this. Does anyone want to tell me about the case so I can? Because I'm keeping notes now. Because last time I forgot things, and this time I'm not going to forget anything. I got this. He holds up the notepad. I got this. It's a very expensive notepad. I spent a lot of money on this notepad. And the pen, he holds up a pen, is a very fancy pen. I got this from the fancy pen store downtown. $30 pen. And he just goes back to writing. So, whose hands and feet are these?
That's the case.
Okay, you just see him draw a big question mark.
Whoa, those are like... That's really grim. Just gonna set it down like that, huh?
He kind of shrugs. What's the matter? And he just goes back to writing. I mean, like, they're just feet and hands. I mean, oh yeah, 0.7.
Gotta show respect for a poor person that's missing their, that's a lot of their body.
Well, it wasn't a person. He just keeps writing. And he looks around the room. I mean, a person we know.
Mm-hmm.
And he buries his head in what he's doing. He just starts hiding his face behind his
Yeah, I was gonna say
notepad.
Mikey kind of turns at him and just kind of shakes his head a little when he slips up like that.
I'm gonna go. I think that I hear somebody. He just starts walking away. I think I hear someone calling me. I probably have to go deliver something. So you guys can handle this. I'll be back later. And he just leaves very meekly.
That teddy kid is nice. Where's Icepeak?
Is he gonna have to do more sensitivity training after this? Because that wasn't cool, right?
No, that was cool. He didn't mean that.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll find out later, I guess.
We could just eat them. Just a thought.
John, you can't
Maybe
eat
next
your
time.
problems away.
I mean, he does a
Hell,
really
I
good job of
can't.
it, though.
It's just gonna create problems for the police department, okay?
Towner, you can't just eat people.
Why not? They're meat, aren't they?
I mean, mostly. I think mostly they're water. I read that somewhere.
They're friends, not food.
I'm leaving. How dare you? Making it, isn't it? Please. So you guys have some evidence here. You have one pair of hands, one pair of feet. When you're in, if you need to invoke on a certain key thing involving those, you will be able to do so at no cost. Question is, who's going to take charge of this case? Which one of you wants to take lead? Who's going to be the one?
Probably shouldn't be Towner.
Probably not.
Where is my evidence? As Dr. Icepeak comes in, and
Teddy brought it in, dear.
he what?
Here.
You what? You know how sensitive evidence is. You're going to contaminate it. She's very upset.
Listen, we didn't ask him to,
Case.
but he just brought it in here. So if you want it back down in your lab, you can take it back.
This will become my case.
Icepeak,
Yeah.
I'm going to compel you right now.
Yeah.
You're a forensic pathologist, so I'm compelling you by that. No, I'm going to compel you off the living.
Okay.
Teddy's Teddy's a very tasty looking boy sometimes. And you notice you've noticed that you notice right away, actually, if you accept the compel, that there is one long blonde hair that's just fallen on the we'll say the feet or something. Something that would make you drive into a rage and just want to drain all his blood right out of him so he can't make mistakes like that anymore.
Where is that boy?
He left some time back. He said he'll be back, but I doubt he'll be back anytime soon.
What direction?
What direction did he go?
He just kind of left. But tracking him down isn't too hard if you need to.
He just kind of left. I guess you point to the direction he seemed to be walking, But other than
Icepeak's
that,
form seems to squirm a moment, and if you're very perspective a la Mikey, you'll notice that she shortens just a little bit as several eels leak out her pantsuit, and they squirm in that direction, while she stands there and starts to take the evidence back down. I have to clean this, and I have to figure out which parts are his, and I'm going to drain that boy.
please do not drain Teddy.
Fuck yeah, eat him.
Are you gonna have to do sensitivity training too? Because I feel like that's some phrasing.
Please do not drain or eat Teddy. Teddy.
I did not mean it, and please clean your minds. I must go clean this evidence.
Your eel dies while it's
What?
like creeping around. Something cut it right in half.
What?
And
She
then
pauses and stiffens, like in pain for a moment.
you didn't even
and-
see it coming. Yeah, it just happened in an instant.
Something has killed one of my members.
A
What?
Again, are we gonna? This is,
Yeah, go ahead.
that's a phrasing again. Guys,
What
the
do you
sensitivity training was like a month ago.
Blue, you're smirking at this. You're probably greatly amused. Give me a gaze roll. It's a passive difficulty of 4. No, passive difficulty of 6. We'll see if you even... Ooh, close. You could actually invoke to meet that if you want.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. Invoke your motto, actually, at the right moment you strike, because it's perfect for this. Don't worry, I'll explain why. Just as an example, because I know you're new to Fate. We'll say your character is all about setting up and then executing somebody, sneaking up on prey, and then taking them out, blinding them, and then impaling them. And right now, behind Icepeak, you notice there is a similar predator. Not a mer person, but a man in a mask. See if I can drag him out. Why can't I drag him out? Not coming out for some reason. A man in a mask stands behind Icepeak. The mask is, it has 3 scars carved into it. And there's like a sword kind of in hand. And he's just quietly standing there. Nobody else seems to have noticed him but you. And you know who this is, too. This is not like a stranger or a movie monster, though he does resemble one in attitude and appearance. This is the person standing behind Icepeak. Seems to, for a moment, consider how easy it would be to just slice Icepeak right in half. You can actually see them ponder the motion, like raise their hand without the sword in it and just kind of like cut down in a kind of gentle line, kind of right through Icepeak, and then raise his hand again and then cut down in a gentle line, like in an X almost. And then he just puts his fingers next to the chin of his mask and taps it for a moment. The man you're looking at, the man who intercepted Icepeak's eel, is your samurai, Harlen Hastings. He wears masks, they change often. He's just standing there contemplating murdering Icepeak. Yeah, it was fast. It was like dead eel, and then this guy standing right behind Icepeak. Do you make any indication that you've seen him?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, guys, and then like point to him.
Okay, Icepeak, he's standing right behind you then. And you can't tell what he's thinking behind that mask either.
Icepeak doesn't turn her head around, but she does like react like she can see him, and he can probably see the eel like sort of unpeeling from her neck and looking at him for a moment.
He holds... Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, he just holds up this like 2 halves of an eel, like that have been split down the middle cleanly.
That is not very polite.
He leans in a little. Is this yours, Icepeak?
Any more than one of your fingers.
He smiles. Well, you can't tell, but you can hear in his voice there's a smile. No littering. And then he casually reaches over and drops the 2 pieces into a trash can nearby.
Icepeak's eye twitches just slightly.
And he just kind of backs away quietly. You guys actually can see him back into the shadows near the doorway, and then nothing. He's gone.
Entirely too late, Towner lunges at him. Like when he's already gone.
Really slow reaction time.
Come here! Your mask sucks!
He's gone. You know that Harlen is not friendly. He doesn't like you. And in general, when you have to call him in the past, he'll do the job, but he's not going to shake your hand or go out for drinks afterwards. He's going to act like it's a pain in the ass. He seems to really, really hate Daganites and a certain clan, the Valentine clan. But otherwise, you guys are just all like kind of pains in the ass for him. He's just trying to do his job most of the time. With that out of the way, I guess now Icepeak, you can consider yourself to be not necessarily on Harlan's shit list, but he may not be super friendly towards you now that you've seen your eel creeping around. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that he saw that, and he showed you how.
Yeah, no, she'll go take the pieces of herself out of the trash can and properly dispose of them in bio-waste.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's kind of the mood sometimes, and the precinct samurai is it's a weird kind of position. Like, he's kind of technically above you in the chain of command, so like that sort of thing kind of happens. Luckily, when you get newer samurai in, they seem to like maybe not always be aware of that, although you will get one in who just thinks they're your boss, and they can just like order you around. Your current samurai, not too much of an issue. Harlen's a dick, but he lets you do your job, basically. He doesn't fuck with you or anything. Other samurai in the past have definitely done that, though.
One day, maybe he'll open up to us. For now, I think he just needs his space.
I don't know. That guy definitely needs sensitivity training, though.
I don't think he'll take the sensitivity training.
Icepeak, you're taking lead, right, on this case?
Well, no one else seemed to, and this seemed like a good opportunity, so sure.
Okay.
Like, the hands were taken out of her morgue and all.
Give me a brain trust roll. You get a +1 to this to realize something that just that interaction has like kind of made you like your flash of inspiration, your genius. So you have a 3 on that. Yeah, I'm gonna say you pass. Fuck it. The interaction with Harlen, how quickly he just like cut through all of that, like looking again at the hands and feet, the angle at which they were cut, kind of the kind of state of the tissue. These were cut with a samurai sword. It had to be. Like, they're cut way too clean. There's not enough trauma around the surrounding tissue to indicate that the blade was anything less than incredibly sharp. And the angle, it's all very clean and flat. Like straight line, kind of like very, very sharp sword. And there's only one type of person in the city that's going to be swinging a sword around, and it's going to be a fucking samurai. So what you have here is likely hands and feet that have been amputated by a samurai.
Okay, so she'll like pick up the 2 halves of one of her bodies and sort of like observe the cut line, sort of like putting the halves together and then apart again, then look at the hands and feet and be like, I think there is a similar problem.
What do you mean?
I think a samurai is taking hands and feet, parts of people.
That makes this complicated.
Have you been informed that they are covered in grenadine?
No.
Well, some sort of samurai that likes to drink.
I suppose that's our first clue.
I believe the rest is footwork, which you have more than I do. All right, who wishes to go to the trenches to drink?
I know.
I can go.
No, you two go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Claudia and Michael are going to Mikey. Keep him distinguished from Michael. Claudia and Mikey go to I guess the trenches to. You guys just want to shake down local bars for information, see what's going on.
Near the trenches.
Yeah. Like, how do you want to make that approach? How do you want to get the information that you're generally like trying to suss out? You got a few different approaches. You guys all have different skills on your sheets.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking we could, I guess, just ask like if there's any samurai around, or like any samurai that have shown up recently that maybe acting up.
Schmooze it out of the people there.
Okay. You guys, let's see. You want to schmooze it out? You said.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a secret sniffer. I got secret sniffer. You're sniffing out clues. You're a lady detective. You're an investigator. Yeah, you're a community outreach person, actually. So this is kind of the community. This is the community. So give me a roll against a 4. Yeah. It's going to be difficult. You can get some information, but unless you invoke some of your aspects, people seem to be kind of reluctant to talk about it.
I feel like she could invoke seeking out secrets.
Mm-hmm.
This feels very secret sneaky.
Okay. I'm going to say make one invoke that isn't that, and I'm going to compel you by that, because there is that fear that people have that is kind of driving you to maybe reach out to people in the community that are a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more seedy. So I would suggest maybe invoking. You can invoke your depth, actually, or you can invoke your motto. I would say, or you can invoke anything, but like you're getting a compel. So basically, you're only spending 1 8 point, but you'll be able to pass the roll. So
yeah, I will. Sunlight seems like a fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta turn down this jazz. It's so loud. Jesus.
Oh
Okay.
God.
What?
When you did that, it got like 20 times louder.
Oh God. That's crazy.
Weird. Yeah, that didn't happen.
Why did your computer hate you? It sucks.
Haunted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, haunted. So Claudia, as you're trying to like suss out information, as you're trying to gather kind of intel about like what's going on, you discover something. There were, we'll say, 2 possible samurai that are involved in this, that have been seen around this area, and in particular at a bar where people go to kind of unofficially visit prostitutes, merman prostitutes, merfolk. Bar has a name. What should we call that name? What would you call, like, not necessarily a brothel, but it's like, you know, where you go to pick up like girls, like more or less, that they're prostitutes. What kind of name for that in the trenches do you think would be a good club or bar name?
Under the Boardwalk?
Okay. Under the Boardwalk is a bar where it's just known that like that's where if you're a working girl, you're like there drinking. It's probably you're there for a reason, and that reason is to peddle your wares, which is yourself. So there have been 2 samurai spotted under the Boardwalk. Nobody really knows much about them because it's not uncommon for humans and samurai to kind of like visit there and like kind of on the down low, just pick up a mermaid, that they don't really want to bring home to their friends. It's the kind of place that is. You know that the samurai like sometimes do go there. They usually don't cause trouble because they don't want to bring dishonor or any notoriety or any attention onto their clan for like where they are, what they're doing. So it's not actually that common for samurai to like cause trouble there. Usually they'll just like leave and like maybe kill a person later if they're like, doing something. So likewise, this information you get about the samurai is pretty spotty. Doesn't seem to be that they're causing trouble there. It just seems to be that there are 2. One of them is described as a younger man, Caucasian, maybe a bit of mixed Asian heritage. They don't know if he what his sword looks like. Usually samurai don't just draw them for no reason. The other one is kind of just a man with a metal face guard mask, and a black fur coat. He just shows up occasionally and leaves. He doesn't cause trouble either. Neither one of them cause trouble, but you do know that under the boardwalk there are samurai.
I feel like she'll relay that information and basically we're on the lookout for a mixed race, mixed Asian man, Caucasian, and I guess you wouldn't have seen anything else. So the metal faceplate samurai with a fur-lined coat.
There is a second matter to your hunting, though. What you've done, you because you have been pressing hard about an area that people know is like kind of a place where prostitutes go, and where people go to pick them up. People know you're talking, basically, and they know that you're going to be looking there soon. Like, it just kind of word gets around the trenches that that you're investigating something involving under that place, under the boardwalk, under the boardwalk club, we'll call it. And as a result, it may be a little bit more difficult to get the information that you need there. Like, they're prepared, basically. And in some cases, not this one in particular, but if people get the idea that you're sniffing after them, they will just vanish. So that's always a risk. But you needed to get the information and you got it. So Claudia and Mikey, you now have a place you can go. It's under the boardwalk. Mikey, how does your character feel about a place like that, out of curiosity? I'm pretty sure Claudia doesn't like it at all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he may not think it's like the greatest, but we got to go there for the case. So I'm sure there's plenty of places that they've ended up in that aren't fun to be in, even as a human or merman. But you got to go.
Claudia, I'll say for you in particular, because you're a community outreach specialist, a lot of troubled girls end up at this place. It's not great, basically. Those that work there these days usually end up getting hooked on Invisible Sun as a way to kind of deal with the life that they have here. So it's not uncommon for people to be dealing in a place like this. So with that information, I'll say Dr. Icepeak, you're taking lead on this. So you probably would want to be there once you find out where the location is, right? Your lead, you should be there.
Okay.
The rest of you actually can also. I mean, it depends. How many people do you actually want to send there? You're kind of lead, so I'll let you decide and kind of direct whether you want to be there directly, or you want to be there, or just send Mikey and Claudia, or if you want to send anyone else. I will say at a place like this, you know that on your team, Blue is probably your best agent for actually going into a CD bar and not spooking people. They're bound to be more spooked now.
Okay, then should I just like switch it out for like Blue and Towner this time?
Sure. Blue and Towner. Enya's actually not bad at it either. She's a good communicator.
But either is fine. I just, they seemed more like they could beat up a man should they need to. So, and they're going into a CD place. That's all. Yeah, sure. Enya and Blue would work too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can send more than two if you want. It's just, basically you can send Claudia and Mikey to do something else if you need it. I can give you ideas for that. You can send anyone to do anything on this case. You guys can all be actively working at different angles if you'd like, and you probably will be. So,
well, I haven't found out any other is there a way to look up samurais and
yes.
Okay? Then I'd like to maybe split the team into two different teams so that they're running two different parts of the case. So I can is there a samurai database?
It's rough. They do not like to be tracked, so there's no official database for them. No. Other samurai may be able to tell you. Active
Are any
samurai.
of us good at the internet?
Good question. Are any of you good at the internet?
I do have surfing as an approach.
Oh, you
That's one of my
fucking
skills.
you ham. Yeah, you can. I'll allow it.
So
Yes.
if no one else does, I can.
Okay, I'll pull Mikey back to and Claudia back to do samurai research.
Okay.
Is there any specific like effects on the feet other than it looks like it's cut by a samurai? Does it have any like how was it cut? Like, is there any other like effects other than the cut? Like
Not-
usually samurai.
not really.
swords- No, okay.
Yeah, not really. It has like just a cut, like, and it's sword. And most swords can cut like that. It's just that some swords are sharper than others. Depends on the style. Depends on the samurai. This was a very, very clean cut. So, yeah, you can't really get a whole lot out of it. Other than that, just that it was cut with a really sharp sword.
Okay, so I can't like compare like effects online to the sword to the feet and hands I currently have.
Likely not. It
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, it just seems to be a weapon. A sharp edge.
I'd still send them out to get some sort of samurai info. If that's internet, that's internet.
Yeah.
Can Enya approach the bar at this boardwalk place?
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
Need a good seedy bar kind of background.
She's gonna try to get the bartender's attention.
Okay, yeah, the bartender will question, how much of a cop do you look like, do you think?
It's obvious, I'd say, for her.
Okay.
She tries to make it pretty clear.
The bartender is going to roll his eyes and kind of lean over, and basically they'll talk to you, but they don't seem very cooperative. It's just a man kind of with a balding horseshoe hair, kind of droopy face, droopy eyes, kind of big bags under them. He just leans over the bar, throws the towel over his shoulder. What do you want, pig?
Yeah, I just got a simple question. Do you got any samurai that frequent through here and order any really fruity drinks?
What's a samurai?
Oh. Wow. Someone with a sword?
He just kind of snorts. Never seen it. Never heard of it. Don't know nothing. Don't you got like I don't know, somebody to go harass and ticket or something? Big.
Well, thank you for your time, good citizen.
Get the fuck out.
Blue will have been watching this and kind of chuckles to herself a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Blue, do you want to try to fuck with this guy, or what do you want to do? Enya's a very trusting person, very good-hearted, very good-natured.
Yeah,
Just kind of-
she's gonna pop her collar a little bit and just kind of go over to one of you guys. Is it Towner also here?
Yeah, we'll say Towner's here. Why not?
Yeah.
She's just gonna like lightly punch his elbow and say like, "Hey, I'm gonna go scout the shores and see if I see anything. If you guys could work this bar over, I don't think this is really my scene, you know."
Okay, now, when you say work it over, you mean beat up people, right?
Hey, I respect your technique. I'm just gonna go be out there. You guys do whatever you do, you know?
Right, and he gives her like a wink and like a finger gun, like, I know what you mean.
Okay, yeah, I'll be outside, enjoying the nice day.
Real quick, Enya, when you go outside and you're kind of scouting around, there is a woman nearby who is, she looks like she's been crying.
Well, she's gonna go stand right next to her with her like hands folded.
She's smoking a cigarette. When she sees you, she immediately drops it and puts it out with her foot. What do you want?
Oh, hey, just wanted to check in and see if you needed a hug from a stranger.
She stares at you with kind of like very sad, dead eyes.
Too forward? Yeah, okay, sorry about that.
Then she hugs you.
Oh, yeah, okay, so, see, hugs are nice.
You feel your shoulder getting wet because she's crying quite a bit.
She's got her, like, hands open, like she's afraid to touch her. But she'll eventually do, like, a gentle, like, tiny ginger pat on her arm. There.
Give. Oh, go ahead.
Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
Give me a connect roll. Ooh, with a 5. This woman, whoever she is, the look in her eyes, the tears, this is kind of the same expression you had when your partner died. She wipes her eyes and then just apologizes, mumbling, and then just kind of quickly walks away while fishing another cigarette out of her pack. But she looks like someone whose love has died. That was that look. It was a devastated kind of like mourning.
She's gonna offer her like a soft smile, but just kind of, well, lets her go off.
Yeah, she goes around sort of side of the bar and then walks in and ties on an apron. This is a waitress here at the Under the Boardwalk Club.
She's a human, right?
Can't tell. She looked human.
She's gonna rub the back of her neck as she watches. But she's gonna go towards that shore, like looking
Oh,
over her
actually,
shoulder.
this is a good time to test this out. Give me a gaze roll. Passive difficulty 2. You can invoke if you want. This is to tell what she was or if she was human. I'll do invoke anything you want for that. You can just invoke your drive if you want.
Yeah. Wait, what is my drive?
I'll never love again, so I'll love everyone.
Haha, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it'll touch her. That did remind her of that, so...
Okay. That was a mer person. That was a mermaid. You can tell just sort of the way that she moved, the way that she just kind of like held herself, how dodgy she was. That's almost 100% a mer person. Can't tell what kind, but not human.
Okay. She's gonna follow back into the bar after all.
Okay. John, you're here to John and Blue, actually, you're both here to shake people down for information. So which one of you wants to take the lead on shaking the bartender down?
I think Blue should go first.
Okay, Blue.
Yeah.
You're a hard ass detective. What do you want? How do you want to shake him down? You want to intimidate him? Do you want to be friendly? What's your approach?
Well, do you think? I think Blue might have been here before. Do you know?
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. So she's been here before. She knows kind of this guy's deal. He's just kind of an asshole to cops, but that's fine. You're kind of an asshole to cops too, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's gonna approach the bar kind of like just casually. She's wearing like leather jacket with like a really like her collar pulled up, and she doesn't really look super cop like.
Mm-hmm. The bartender, he recognizes you. He leans over the bar, just says, "Would you bring all your friends this time? The hell's your problem?"
Yeah. Can I get a shot of whiskey?
Yeah, sure thing. He served you up a shot of whiskey. It's cheap, but it's drinkable. He goes back to wiping a glass out as bartenders do in movies. I guess you're here about the girl, right?
About what girl?
He kind of snorts. One that went missing. One of the girls here is working. Freelance. She's gone. She was here a couple of weeks, every night. Then she stopped showing up. People have been asking around about her. Nobody knows where she went. That's the girl you're here for, right?
Blue takes her shot of whiskey. Sure. What's this girl's name?
Heather Bull or something like that. Something, I don't know. Wait, he stops cleaning. You didn't come here for that, did you? What did you come here for? Did I just give you information for free? God, I'm an idiot. He pours himself a shot.
Blue just kind of grins, and she asks, well, did you notice anything else going on around the time she went missing?
He snorts. Look, Blue, right? Find a drink here. But if you want me to get my fucking head cut off by some samurai asshole, you're asking a lot. Really, I like having a head. I do. So I can't talk too much about it, even to you. So he's giving you resistance now. Do you want to try to overcome that through some skill you have?
Well, she was going to ask, oh, so samurai have been giving you guys some trouble around here?
He holds the hand up. Like I said, not talking about it, because quite frankly, I'm not a fucking, no offense, fish. So I doubt you would care if I got my neck chopped. I'm just a normal walking around person. And you guys don't handle that shit. So, excuse me, like, I'd rather just plead the fifth. I know we're not in America, but I'm pleading it anyway. Like, for my own survival. He pokes at his chest.
Okay, I'm trying to see. So I can do something here to...
Yeah, you can roll a skill. You can shake him down. You can be hard-boiled. You could try gambling. You could try blinding him with some blackmail that you may have over him. What's your approach?
I'll
I'll
try
remember it, whatever it is.
a shakedown.
Okay. Give me a shakedown roll and then tell me how you're going to shake him down. You're just going to tough talk him, slap him in the face. What are you going to do?
Yeah, maybe I'll bring up, like, how he doesn't want any more girls to get hurt or something.
You just got to beat a 0, so give me a shakedown roll. Oof! I'll tell you what. You can spend 1 fate point, and because this is this is how your evidence or your clues, your evidence, that sort of thing. You can just invoke your evidence, your 1 pair of hands. It's a free invoke, so all you have to do is just bring up the hands and then invoke one of your aspects, and then just make your appeal that way. I would say probably your gritty detective aspect.
Hands?
Yeah, the fact that the hands are splashed with grenadine, the fact that there's an asshole apparently here at the bar, a samurai, like.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so which aspect do I?
Just gritty detective. You're just being a gritty detective. This is one of those things where you could just be like, shake them. Listen here, you moo. There's a girl. We found some hands splashed with grenadine. There's a bar. There's a girl missing, and now it looks like a samurai did it. So give up the goods or more. You know what I mean? Like kind of like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So you spend 1 fate point. I think you spend 1 fate point. I think you're down to 1 fate point, I think, because you spent 1 to see Harlen. So you have 1 fate point left. Yeah, how many? Yeah, exactly. So do I assume you give them that kind of speech, like they're saying in the chat? Do you want to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, do you want any more girls to go missing and maybe die?
He sweats and then wipes his face with the towel, the dirty towel that he's been wiping the bar with. And then he goes back to cleaning a glass with that same sweaty towel, indicating that he doesn't really, that wash rag, yeah, he's just, yeah, ew. He says, all right, look. And then he leans in quiet, just real close, talking quietly. All right, I'll tell you. But you got to promise me, whatever happens, none of this comes back to me or this establishment. Period. Point blank. Because if this messes with my business, I'm done. And if I'm done, they're going to take my fingers. And then make me eat them. Okay?
Look, you know me. You know it won't come back.
Fine. I'm not so sure about that Girl Scout you had in there earlier. Yeah, all right. I'll tell you. We had a samurai from the Valentine clan in here. I knew he was a Valentine clan guy because he's walking around flashing money and acting like a big fucking shot. Name's like Thomas Tutone or some shit. And he's been sweet on one of the girls. That one in particular, Heather Bull. Yeah, he was real sweet. Next thing I know, she goes missing. And I'll tell you the truth. This guy, he was hooked on her. Hooked. Like, real bad. And I knew Heather a little bit. She wasn't really into that. I mean, she didn't like mixing business with, well, life, I guess. So she never dated clients. She was a working girl, you know? So, I mean, he kind of looks around again. I didn't want to say anything, but I think he didn't handle rejection very well. And a girl like Heather going missing after a samurai's really into her, put two and two together. I'm not a mathematician, but I could solve that one pretty quick. He kind of leans back. Of course, samurai act like they're above the law, so good luck, I guess. Like I said, you didn't hear it from me. Some fucking Valentine fuck. I don't like them.
Did this samurai have a name like a first name?
That's it. His name's Thomas. Thomas Tutone. Kept saying it over and over. I'm Thomas Tutone, and I'm here to have a good time. Like I care.
All right. Well, I appreciate you telling me what's been going on. Any other information you might have?
He kind of thumbs at one of the waitresses working at the bar. Yeah, she was friends with Heather. I think they like came in together or something. He kind of like leans over. Neither one of them is registered, so maybe look the other way about that shit, you know, for now. And he leans back.
Well, you know I don't give a damn.
Yeah. Well, he walks over to the register and pulls out a few bills and then folds them up and slides them under your napkin of your drink. Oops. Lost some money. Apparently somebody's been lifted from the till. Like I said, no problems. Unregistered, you don't know about that. Right? Then he slides the napkin and glass closer to you.
Blue just kind of nods and stealthily takes the napkin and puts it in her pocket.
John, give me a gaze roll to see if you notice that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say unless you invoke, it's just you're oblivious because you're too busy. There is just a spinning rack of ribs and like a smoker, like outside.
Oh yeah, no, that's his whole world right now.
Man, this is like when there's like a new car on the showroom floor. It's like just being displayed like that. It's the shiniest, most sauciest. No, I guess not sauced yet. But yeah, it's just so smoked and perfectly cut. These ribs are just spinning in there, and it would be so easy for you to just bust it open and eat them.
Oh, it would be, but he has to be good and not do crime.
You're right. You do have to be good not to crime. So yeah, he's just gonna be hypnotized by it. Too hypnotized to see Blue take a get a bribe. Take a bribe. Blue, that man was bribing you not to say anything about the unregistered nature of the waitress. You can obviously still blow up her spot if you want, but that'd hurt your reps. You probably, I would guess, wouldn't want to. The waitress in question is this woman. She seems to be pretty dead-eyed. Her eyes are pretty red too. Yes, the woman who Enya hugged. She's just cleaning a table. You give me a gaze roll, actually, to see if you notice. Yeah, no, you, Blue. Give me a gaze roll to see if you notice what she's doing. Ooh, you don't. She seems to be just serving like normal. There's maybe a little something off about sometimes when she drops off a drink or a plate for somebody, but otherwise, she's not really doing anything that you can tell. It's kind of dark and smoky in this bar, and there are a lot of girls with flashy outfits. Some of them are just out sort of in their merman form, their hybrid form. So you'll see a girl with like a sail, kind of colorful sail or reflective sheen around the eyes or on the arms, the exposed skin. Some of them are heavily tattooed. That's not uncommon. Merman tats are very easy to... you can get a full body tattoo as a merman in like a day and you'll be fine, basically. I mean, you recover very quickly, so there's no like rest period. People get like plenty of work done. It's a very there's a lot of distractions here. So like you'll be watching her and then somebody will walk in front of you and then she'll just be moving on to the next table. There are other waitresses here, but she seems to be very popular with some of the clientele. They actually will call her over.
Does this place have a jukebox?
Sure.
Yeah, Enya's gonna try to get like this waitress's attention to give the impression that like, yeah, hey, I need help with this jukebox.
The waitress will look at you and then sigh and then walk over with a tray of empty glasses. What do you need?
She's gonna sort of like loom over her a little bit, and lower her voice. Hey, you aren't from around here, are you?
She looks at you and then narrows her eyes. You notice she's like kind of sniffing a lot and her eyes look kind of bloodshot. Now that she's not crying, you can see they look pretty dry. What do you mean?
How to put this, you wouldn't happen to, know anything about, well, people coming up on the shore?
She kind of like begins scratching her hair. Just kind of, you notice, like really distracted. She blinks a few times. Sure, happens all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, these people deserve to be protected from exploitation, and, if you have any info on that, that's what I'm here for.
I don't know anything about any of that, and quite frankly, like if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. You are she looks you up and down, clearly a cop. So I have a job to do. I have to serve drinks here. Do you have any other questions, officer? She kind of just like closes her eyes tight for a moment and then blinks a few times.
Well, hopefully you don't believe that forever. Call the cops if you need it, if you have any info. Thank you.
She kind of laughs when you say to call the cops. Yeah, right. Didn't help her. And she just kind of like fidgets and then walks away. She's kind of half laughing, like almost half crying again.
Enya looks a little defeated for the moment.
Blue has been watching this interaction.
She's gonna leave the bar for now. To not muddy up, like, the situation for Towner and Blue.
Okay, there's another crying wolf. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Yes, actually, what you're saying is true, Mikey. And actually, let's get to that real quick. Mikey and Claudia are back at the station. So, if the information, I'm sure you guys are relaying information to each other, right? Like on your radios or whatever,
Yeah, we got
or,
radios. Yeah.
texting, whatever. I'll say that. Enya, would you communicate kind of what happened in that interaction?
Yeah, she's gonna go outside and stay on the radio, or I guess like.
Let's say you have like group text or something, so you're not just like talking. You know what I mean? Like some kind of like you have phones.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna text the group that there's some waitress that is acting like she might know something about someone missing, but she's being avoidant.
Mm-hmm. Blue, how much of your information do you share over the text?
I think she'd share everything.
About Thomas Tutone?
Everything, yeah, other than the unregistered person. Yeah.
Right.
Well, she would talk about Heather, but not say, or sorry, not Heather, Heather's friend, the waitress, but not give up that she's unregistered.
Okay. John, do you share the tasty ribs?
Yes, he's
over
just
text
like
chat?
just raving about it, like background noise.
Okay.
Mikey is trying to keep notes on everything, but is also like, "Oh, those ribs do look good." He is engaging with
Just
John.
he keeps uploading pictures of the ribs,
different angles.
As in, there's a video of it's like a video gif of a full rotation as it's like spinning.
Nice.
Does Blue mention the Valentine clan samurai thing?
Yes, she does.
Okay. So, Mikey, with that information, like you were suggesting, you can check with the dispatcher if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. The dispatcher, your dispatcher, Jackie Stauber, says, yeah, as well, there was a call we got panic a couple days ago from a woman, wouldn't identify herself, said her friend was missing. She called, she looks through the logs a few times. Some line in the trench, I think. Public phone. But she never gave any information about the person, really, except that the name was Heather. We get calls like that all the time, sweetheart. So she just kind of looks like apologetic about it. She just raises her hands. We tried to forward the information to people, but she kind of like motioned towards. Oh, I dropped something. She motioned towards like a whole board of missing persons. I mean, there's a lot of them on the board. She just motions towards it. Happens every day.
Cool. Thanks, Jackie. Can I get all the calls from that number from that day, and then I guess the day before and after, or from whenever the calls are, I guess, and then yeah, if you just forward me all that info and where the number is.
She will forward you the info on the location of the phone. It is indeed near the Under the Boardwalk Club. It is a public phone, as mentioned. And the times kind of like line up with the other information that you've gotten about like when this girl went missing, and kind of around the same time that she went missing. So I'll say, Claudia, you are also at the office. Do you want to? You could be the person that looks up information about Thomas Tutone if you want.
Yeah. She'll definitely probably try to look up Thomas Tutone and like, I guess.
Okay.
Just look up any mentions of his name, anything like that.
Give me a martial arts expert roll. Because you're looking into kind of the martial, you're looking into the martial world, samurai or martial. So we'll see. Passive difficulty, we'll say 2. Want to invoke?
Yes.
I mean, you can still get the information. It's just, what do you want to? What aspect do you want to invoke?
I think her motto: "No one can escape the law forever."
Nice. You are the long, oystery hand of the law. Oystery arm. You, as you are trying to find information, you find it difficult. You're at it diligently, but it seems like the information is just like kind of like just evading your grasp. Every time you try to find something to do with the case, it's like it's almost there. You just don't know, and then your computer freezes up. This happens sometimes. Like it's very advanced technology, but it's also the cops, and they're cheap. So sometimes your computers will just start hanging as it's trying to like process a bunch of information. And this is one of those times. The computer is just frozen. How aggravating is that, I guess, to you as a person?
She is really bad with computers, so she's just like, "Come on, turn on already, turn on."
Somebody bumps into your computer and then it unfreezes. That person is this guy. It's Clinton Westwood. He seems to be holding an armful of like just like coffee, like a tray, just a little, like a bunch of cups. He bumps into your computer and it unfreezes. He almost spills the coffee. Just goes, whoa. Sorry about that. Working hard or hardly working?
A little bit of both.
You want a cup? He holds out the cup holder. Multiple cups of coffee, different. What's your favorite cup of coffee, actually? What's your favorite style? Or do you even like coffee?
Probably, yeah. I had mentioned she probably takes coffee, and I don't even know any style of coffee.
Some kind of fancy vanilla espresso type thing, I imagine, with cinnamon or something like that. Maybe white chocolate. Yeah. That one, that very specific one, happens to be on there.
She'll go, "Yes, actually, thank you," and kind of reach for it.
Okay. You grabbed one of my favorites. That's okay. I'll get another one. All right. Well, I'll be around if you need anything. I'm mostly just going to be talking to Teddy. Somebody said he was hyperventilating in a room somewhere. I probably should figure out why that is. You take care. Yeah?
I think I know why. He kind of messed up a little bit earlier today. Now he's just be a dear and make sure he's not hurting himself or anything.
Oh, what do you mean messed up? Like did he make a typo or something?
He brought up some evidence from Dr. Icepeak's lab. Oh boy.
Oh, Icepeak. I should go say hello to her at some point. Yeah. Did he foul it up? Taint it?
I don't know, but he sure made a quick run out of it as soon as he dropped it off.
Ah, poor kid. He's probably just nervous. I'll go make sure he's all right. All right. Well, by the way, this weekend I'm gonna have a taste testing of different cheese spreads, and you don't have to come, but it'd be cool if you did. I'm gonna be trying some things from France and some nice Italian and a New Zealand cheese that I'm really excited about. That's made with, he leans in and whispers, apricots, and he just kind of chuckles.
She'll probably look like kind of actually excited. Go, "I'll be there," and give him a little finger to him, and then
he kind of holds up the tray of drinks and also finger guns back at you, like a little awkwardly, but he tries. All right. Then he just kind of walks away to go find Teddy. That cup of coffee that he provided you with will give you a +1 on your next police roll. That drink has invigorated you.
Excellent. And now to look up it's how much Tutone and see what I've gotten.
Yeah, weirdly, when Clinton bumped your computer, it seems to now be working pretty well. It's very well, actually. Everything's nice and smooth. And you're getting the information that you want right away. You are able to find out that Thomas Tutone is, in fact, one of the newest recruits to the Valentine clan. You can find information about him kind of like being involved with what's called like clan outreach. It's where the Valentines like attempt to kind of like connect with businesses. He's someone that's been supposedly involved in kind of connecting the Valentine clan with businesses on Guam to like get sort of like sponsorship jobs, that sort of thing. And he's supposed to be really, really, really good at it. He's a hot shot kind of kid. His crew is small. He's only got like 10 dudes in it, but he calls it, they're more of like a sales team than like a samurai team, it seems like. In fact, you find there's enough promotional material about this guy on social media where it's almost like he's more like a business guy than a samurai. It's really weird.
Oh. Looks like we got ourselves a little hotshot here.
There's a picture of him too, actually, which samurai don't usually like doing, but this guy seems more than happy to cheese for the camera. He looks like this.
A very photogenic face.
Yeah. Very photogenic. You see that in some of the... Yes, it is Christian Slater. You see that he has a distinct... what looks like a series of numbers printed on his suit. Those numbers are 8675309. They're just printed in very loud gold characters across his black suit. And he wears the familiar Valentine clan red kind of stripe somewhere on his suit. In this case, it's along sort of the collar. So he's very identifiably a Valentine samurai. He seems to be very proud of himself. And in one of his pictures, he's even holding up an Employee of the Month award that he has framed. And it says from the Valentine clan. And it just says for exemplary service.
Oh dear. I should probably forward his picture to the rest of the group and go, this is Tommy Tutone's. Apparently he's a bit of a sales hotshot.
That's his name, as it's spelled out, Thomas Tutone. He is a bit of a hotshot. And now with this information, you guys can sort of paint a little bit of a picture about your case. Here you have an up-and-coming samurai, hotshot, big deal, lots of money. You have a missing girl, and you have a seedy bar where dudes go to try to pick up mermaid prostitutes. There seems to be quite a bit of drug dealing going on in this club. So if there's a guy getting hopped up, probably on Ozone, and trying to pick up a girl, and then maybe spending and throwing around a lot of money to try to make her his actual girlfriend, and he gets rejected as a man on the rise, he may not take it very well at all.
Oh boy. I guess the next question would be what kind of businesses he goes to or frequents.
Very, very reputable businesses within Guam. Like, we'll say he mostly deals with importer-exporters into the area, the region that require little extra security. He even picked up a bank, a pretty big bank in Guam. Banks are big fucking business in Guam. For all the new money that's coming in, people need to put it somewhere. So getting in with one of the banks is like really a big deal. And he managed to secure like a deal where Valentine clan samurai will provide extra protection for their more vulnerable, sensitive transportations. And that is a huge get. So in other words, this guy is, he's kind of a big shot for the clan, even though he's a new recruit.
That basically means he's not arrestable, right?
It's dodgy for you guys. Like, he cannot be arrested by the cops, no. But if you solve the case, and then basically you can just bring in your own samurai to duel this dude to the death. That's how they get dealt with. Instead of taking them to jail, you end up usually having to kill them. Or if
So we have to prove
Yeah.
to the man who cut me in half earlier today
Mm-hmm.
that he did in fact complete the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll say that Icepeak, that will be something you have to do.
All right.
It's the case lead.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that really explicitly links Tommy Tutone to the crime yet. So even if you were to bring all this to Harlen, he wouldn't maybe, well, I guess it depends. You can do this quick and nasty and tell Harlen, and he may just be willing if you win on a convincing roll, or you can gather more evidence and then it won't be quick and nasty. It'll be an actual process of the law. But I will tell you guys one thing that you will know about Harlen. He fucking hates the Valentines. A lot.
Oh, so he might anyway?
Yeah, he might, but it might not be legal, and that could cause trouble for you guys. If it comes back, you know?
Okay, no, I did. Icepeak is evidence-oriented, so... She'd prefer more evidence, but she is going to take it to that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually convince him to murder a man. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, Blue, you've been at that bar dealing with the waitress. Suppose, what did you want to do in regards to the waitress? Like, did you want to question her? Did you want to shake her down? What do you want to do? Cutting back to the Under the Boardwalk Club.
Well, I was going to first ask Enya, but I guess I could just go over to her myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is she behind the bar still, or now?
No, she's cleaning off a table, we'll say.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk over and say, "Hey, so I heard about your friend. I'm so sorry to hear about that."
She stops what she's doing, but doesn't look at you. What about it?
I was just curious if you could tell me a bit about her and this guy that was giving her problems.
She starts wiping the table down again. She was an idiot. She was dumb, and I don't know where she is. Give me a gaze roll against a passive difficulty of 2. You pass. So just like Enya could sense she was a similar kindred spirit, you sense a strange kindred nature within her too. The way that she expresses that her friend was an idiot, the fact that she's kind of coldly just wiping the table down as you're talking about someone supposedly that she cared about went missing, she feels guilt. A great deal of it.
You care to elaborate on her idiocy?
She stops what she's doing again, and you can see a single tear hit the table. She starts to shake. Then she just wipes her face before she looks at you. No, I don't care to elaborate on shit. She looks at you with kind of narrowed eyes, kind of hateful, and then says, "Pig."
Can I invoke Shakedown, I guess?
Do you want to shake her down for information?
Yeah, but not.
You don't have to like grab her and start slapping her or anything, but
Actually, or maybe hard boiled.
okay. Go ahead and roll it against pass difficulty of, again, 2. All right, you succeed. How do you apply your hard-boiled nature to get information out of her?
I think, I'll take a hard tone, but not cruel, and just say, look, I don't want this happening to any more of these girls, and I don't think you do either. So I'm going to need you to tell me what you know.
She kind of like nearly has a breakdown and then composes herself, takes a deep breath. My friend, she was here and she wasn't, okay? I called the cops. Cops never came. Now you're here shaking it down. Why? Because the samurai's involved? Is that it? You guys give more of a shit about them than you do about us. A.Q.U.A unit. What a fucking joke. She looks over at Enya. That one over there looks like she's fresh right out of the ocean. And you're probably... She looks at the bartender on the take. I can tell it just by looking at you. You seem like the kind of person who'd sell your friends out for a quick buck. So what the fuck do you care about a missing girl? You didn't care weeks ago, days ago. You don't care now. Girls go missing around here all the time. She like wipes her face. Where were you then? She kind of like leans in and pokes a finger at your chest. Where the fuck were you? She just keeps poking very insistently. She looks like she's about to crack.
Blue is kind of silent, but maintains her composure, and though she looks a bit like she's getting irritated. Let's see. Also, did we know that we got that call? Like, okay.
Do you want to stop her from poking you at least? She's just poking you. I mean, it's kind of hard. Kind of hurts a little.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of firmly, but just firmly take her hand and remove and put it back down by her side.
She tries to slap you with the other hand. Just instinctively, reflexively tries to slap you. Do you just take the hit or do you try to block it?
I take the hit.
Okay. She slaps you and then just freezes. And then just realizing what she's done, slapped a cop. She backs away. I mean, do you still hold her arm, the other arm? Or do you just let her recoil?
She's gonna say, do you feel better now? And let her hand go.
She kind of tries to wrestle free even as you're letting it go. And then you notice something drop out of like pocket or sleeve or something. A little white packet. You know what it is. You've seen that packet style before. That is Ozone.
Blue's gonna eye the packet in a way that is obvious that she's eyeing the packet,